It's amazing how when you order stuff, things show up. Hi, and welcome back to E30 Journey. I'm just going to do a quick thing on things coming to the E30 soon. In one of the previous videos, I showed you some of the things I'd bought, and we've had a move since that video, actually, so I've been still digging out. I'm not even going to show you the garage because it's crazy, but I have E30, early E30 rear taillight gaskets, which I think I really am going to benefit from. It's got a little damp in the trunk sometimes. I've got a Continental radio, which I desperately need in the car. I really thought I'd be fine without a radio because my M635 doesn't have a radio I use much anyway. It actually does have an old Nakamichi radio that I barely use. So for whatever reason, as more of a daily driver, the E30 needs tunes. So that was the big thing. Somewhere else in here, or maybe somewhere down there, I forget, I also have the trunk seal that also came from Garagistic, I think in this case, and is an aftermarket but high quality one. The other thing I got that's aftermarket but hopefully high quality is door seals. So I mentioned this earlier too, have not yet gotten to this. This is probably the first thing I'm going to do, or maybe the second. So that'll bring us to our next box. All right, now I have not actually opened this box yet. I did cut the tape, but one of the things that's popped up on the E30, the driver's side inside door latch has broken, and that's not uncommon here. So there's a lot of aftermarket parts out there, and I've heard a lot of people say they weren't impressed with them. So I started looking around at the OE ones. They're getting kind of questionable too, I think. So I found Angry Ass, and they make some really interesting stuff for E30s, E24s, E28s. They're a nice consolidator for a lot of products, but they do have some of their own, and that'll probably be coming up for a future E24 appearance here on E30 Journey. But I got three things from them. Some brake pad, basically the warning light is on and I want it to turn off, and I'll just check it. I really hate those little sensors. I don't seem to install them very well, and most often when I get the light, it's just that I've done a poor job installing it. So that is what these are. The other thing I have, oh wow, look at all the packaging here. So they make a felt kit. I've tried unsuccessfully to open this box, so I'm going back. Sorry if that seems jarring. The isolation felt kit is padding that you can install in various spots on the car that rubs. So I'm gonna have to explore this a little bit. I'll show you when I install some. But you know, where you have things that rattle or rub, you can put some of this and quiet it down a little bit. So I'm curious to see how resistant it is to things like heat, for example, because if you have a downpipe that's rattling or an exhaust pipe that's rattling, something like that, obviously it's gonna be a little hot. So I got it because it was curious about it, but that's really not the biggest thing I was looking for. So the big thing I was looking for were these puppies. Now, before anyone puts in the comments that these are crazy money, I agree with you. They're expensive. In fact, I'm blocking from my mind how expensive it was for these. But I'll say this. For never, ever, ever having to worry about this problem ever again, I'm pretty excited. Now I'll put a link to these billet aluminum door handles in the description. This is not sponsored or anything. They did talk about having a discount code, so we'll see about that for the install. But this is really light. All right, I'm gonna get some out of packaging. We'll be right back. So let me say first, Angry Ass does really nice packaging. I mean, they're all very secure, nice boxes. This was actually spray glued, I guess, just to have it kind of seal around this really amazing piece of work. So billet aluminum. So you install this in the door. These little clips, this comes out separate and provides obviously the frame for it. But wow, super light. I really actually expected it to be heavier, but it's really beefy, thick pieces of aluminum. So I need this fixed right away. that I could still open the door kind of, but most of the time I'm having to open the window, which is not in great shape either, and roll it down so I can get to the exterior handle so I don't break something, and then I'm really in trouble. So it's failing and busted, but I'm looking forward to getting these in. Obviously, this is the passenger door, and they come in sets of 2. I don't know if you can buy these as singles or not, but obviously I want them to match. Depending on the success and look of these, do this in my M635 too. I may order them preemptively just to have them handy for when I have this problem, because they're not going to go down in price, that's for sure. So the next to last box is brakes. Oh, they come with a free work shirt, apparently. Okay, that's different packaging. I bought these off the E30 Facebook Marketplace, and got a good deal on them. The guy shipped them right away. This is, if you're not familiar with the USPS fits it ships, you can fit. So this is a full set of calipers, front and rear, for the E30 in this box, and it's shipped from California to here in North Carolina for $26. So as long as it fits and it's not over, I think, 70 pounds, I actually have an anvil, or a piece of railroad track I use as an anvil, that I shipped in one of these boxes too. It's pretty crazy. I'm sure the mailman loved that, but anyway. So here's the reason. These are Ate. I have Girling, I guess, in my E30, and I'm not loving the brakes on this car, if I'm honest. So what I think I'm going to do is use this set to get rebuilt and pretty, and see if that improves braking on the car. Put a nice set of grippy pads in there when it's time. But these are kind of a future project, so not going in soon. I think it's hilarious. It looks like a pretty big shirt. What size is it? An XL. Hot damn. All right. Well, so this may be the new shop shirt. So we'll see how it cleans up. And we have one last thing. So the kick panel in the E30, you saw I did all that work restoring the screws, but it's just not in terrific shape. So this was CA tuned, California tuned, I don't know how they pronounce it, but this is their, actually I think they are reselling Garagistics kit maybe, I'm not sure, but this is a nice OE quality plastic, and it does feel OE quality. It looks a little more matte than in person than in the what I seem to see here in the camera, and that's a good thing. Feels decently thick. It's not super thick, but neither is the factory one. Got some sound deadening on there. Super excited about that. Want to put that in probably when I do the patches. And I'll also note, just in terms of packages that have been accumulating in the garage here, is AC Solutions actually sent me a part to, well, I guess update the AC. It's been working fine, but apparently they had a design improvement and they wanted to make sure I had it. So they actually shipped me this for free, which I was very appreciative of. So, you know, Mike at StanceWorks has some great relationships with some folks, and they had no incentive other than that to send this to me, and I do appreciate it. So shout out to them. And again, none of this is sponsored or anything like that. So anyway, we'll see. But that's kind of the pile. Tell me what you want to see first, and I'll try to do it. But in the meantime, see ya.